Hello and welcome to the Wheel of Crime podcast. This podcast is ran by two ladies who play games, show profanities, and laugh way too often. Also, this podcast does cover topics of sensitive nature, and as such, listener discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome back to the Wheel of Crime podcast. My name is Jen.
My name is Emily. Yes, welcome back. We are here again, as we always are. It is a Friday. It is a beautiful Friday. I feel like a newscaster. Yes. It is a beautiful Friday here in the lovely land of Canada. I need to just shut the fuck up.
Well, that's a problem considering we're recording a podcast.
I know. There's just so many problems. But, hello, Jen.
Hello, Em.
What?
I missed you.
I missed you too. It's, for our lovely listeners, it's been a hot minute since Jen and I have recorded / seen each other, just because Jen went back to work. I'm a crazy person. Shit happens. And now we're here.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Is there anything that you've been up to recently that you would like to share on the show? Have you been doing anything cool since you got back to work? Any new fancy hobbies?
You know what? I actually do have a new hobby.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to go through my,
Unsurprising.
No. I'm going to go through my little, rotary that I keep in my brain of hobbies that I know you've tried. Hobbies I know you have, and hobbies that I think you'd pick up. It's a sport.
A sport. To give you a little hint.
Is it a sport that I already know that you've been hobbying?
This is a new one. This is a new sport that I booked my first lesson to try, I think, in a couple weekends.
Okay. I'm going to give myself one try to get this right.
I'm ready.
But I'm going to ask 3 questions.
I'll allow it.
Does it require a tool of some kind?
Yes.
Okay. Is it played outdoors or is it played indoors?
Usually indoors.
Do you play on a team or no?
No, it's like 1v1.
Pickleball.
No.
My first thought was actually ping pong, but then when you said the thing about 1v1, I was like, that's a pickleballer. That's a pickleballer speak if I've ever heard it.
No, it's actually boxing.
Wait, you'd be so good at that.
Right? I was telling my husband, I was like, man, I'm so excited.
Jen, you have so much rage. Like, you're going to be so good at this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just excited. I feel like it's something I've always wanted to try. And then on Instagram, this studio in my city was giving away like a free first class for like boxing lessons. And I was like, why the hell not? Hell yeah.
I've done, I don't know what you call it. I think it's called like a 40 something. It's a specific type of like martial arts workout studio thing. I feel like it's something that used to be trendy, but I've done that before. And they put you on a circuit where like you hit a boxing bag and then you hit like a little punching bag and they make you do like a bunch of like little like martial arts types things. I'm kind of really into it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like it'll feed my soul, but you know, I haven't tried it yet, but I am really excited to give it a go.
I think once you do try it, you should report back and let us know how you enjoyed it. Because
okay,
I'm very curious.
I'll report back to the pod.
Yep. No, that's fun. I'm glad that you're picking up a sport. I would really just like to pick up being able to leave the house to go to the gym. But that's a struggle for whatever reason.
See, that's a struggle for me too, because I was like doing some personal training while I was off. But honestly, it was so hard for me to motivate myself to go like book that and do that. Mm-hmm. And like this is technically personal training as well, but I feel like because it's in the format of a fun like sport that I'm interested in trying, I'm hoping that'll make me more motivated to keep with it.
I honestly think so. I feel like sometimes, at least if I go with like how my brain approaches things like personal training and working out, it just feels like another chore, like another job, instead of something to look forward to. Whereas like when you mentioned boxing, like you just said, it's like, oh no, it's like you're doing something that's like interesting. It's fun, and like you can like train yourself to do it, and it doesn't have to be boring.
Exactly. And that's my hope, at least. So we shall see if I stick with it. I also signed up for tennis classes again this summer. So I'm trying to be a fit, sporty gal. That's my New Year's resolution for myself.
Hell yeah. I'm still working on the whole just have a healthy adult routine of some kind that isn't just fucking
Same.
bitching. Well, bitching definitely. I meant to say
Bitchin'.
binging.
Bitchin'
Just
bitches.
bitching. That isn't just binging things like Pokopia, which I have been playing, in case anybody else is in on that right now. It's very easy to lose hours to it. And working. And I gotta do something else. I gotta throw something else in there. But in case
Mm-hmm.
anybody was curious, I am still reading Fourth Wing, but I am further into Fourth Wing than I was 2 months ago. So
Oh, perfect.
I was just telling Jen before we recorded today that I won't spoil it, but some evil toad of a man came back, and I don't like it, and I got big problems with it. And that's basically all I can say as far as like keeping it spoiler free. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like as far as like Jen said, hobbies wise, that's my life right now, and it needs some work, but we'll get there.
Yeah. My thing is balance. I have a really hard time having balance in my life. Like, I feel like because of my job, I'm such an all or nothing person.
Hmm.
And I'm trying at least to have a little bit of balance in my life when I'm working.
Right? Well, that's like this is why I was saying that I would like to just have like a healthy adult life because I was
Mm-hmm.
talking with my husband and he's like, "So like what is it that you're like wanting to do?" Cuz he knows me and he knows that when I try to do things it usually somehow involves me moving mountains or like spending 13 hours in a single day to paint all of my walls that I needed painted or something else crazy. So
Yeah.
I was like, the perfect day would be I wake up in the morning, I have a coffee with my cat, I go to the gym, I work out, I come back, get ready, have breakfast, start work, end work, make dinner, do something that's like productive, like of some kind, like something artsy, creative, and then maybe like read or like play video games after that, and then bedtime. That sounds great. And he's like, that is just so attainable. He's like,
It's so attainable, but also, like,
hard.
I feel like it's hard to actually do that because, I mean, I've never been able to achieve, like, that's my ideal day too. But, like, I've never been able to achieve
But that's
that
what I mean.
dream.
Like, how. And I don't even care if it ends up being like, I can only do some of those things. It feels like, however, the only thing that I achieve in this scenario is I wake up and I
Work.
eat food and I work. Those are the only three things that I've managed from that, like,
I
ideal
know.
day that I do. And I definitely. It is not balanced. So I'm kind of like,
No.
"Ugh." We'll see.
Oh, man, life is hard. But we've been yapping for a while now.
We do, and we all know that's your guys' least favorite part because you like to tell us all the time how much you hate it. But it's fine because we're gonna get into the I think wheel of questions, right?
Yeah, let me just go grab the wheel. Sorry, I'm recording not in my office today.
Jen and I have traveled. I'm also not in my normal recording office, so this is fun for the family. We'll see how this goes.
I thought today I would add an extra little treat. So, Emily, before we get into things, pick a number between 1 and 2 to decide which story I'll tell you today.
A number between 1 and 2. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Yeah, I have 2 stories prepared, so you pick randomly.
I love you so much. You could have just said pick either number 1 or 2, not any number between 1 and 2. Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways, I'm gonna pick 2
Oh, okay. All right, well, shall we spin our
because we're two best friends.
wheel of questions then?
Yeah.
How likely are you to believe something you hear on TikTok?
I think this kind of goes with the other week when we were talking about rumors. It depends on how juicy it is. And also, I will say sometimes people sell things as if they're super legit, and it's just the face they have
Mm-hmm.
and the way they speak. And then later on, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was fake. What the heck? So I don't know. I feel like as far as it comes to social media, I'm more easily influenced that way. So I would say I do believe most of the things that I see on TikTok, but with the healthy mindset of most of these things are probably not true.
I am fortunately am also very easily influenced, and I really try to fight against it because especially with like news items, I'm like
Mm,
I need to fact check this before I take this to heart because
no.
I don't want to be like a boomer on Facebook who believes every crazy headline, you know?
That's my thing too. I'm
Um
allergic to being a boomer, and yet somehow I still find myself right back in the boomer factory when it comes to talking to people. They're like, actually, that's not true, and I'm like,
what?
what happened?
No, so I really do try and fact check things, but I am so easily influenced. And then I get sad because sometimes I'll send something to my husband and he's like, you know, that's fake, right? And I'm like, no, I've embarrassed myself.
See, that's one nice thing about my husband not being on social media whatsoever is he has zero idea about any of the things that I consume on social media, and I have nobody to challenge me, so I'm right all the time, I guess.
You're just raw dogging unchecked
I
facts.
really am, though. It's like for what was that Bronte movie that came out recently, Wuthering Heights? Um,
Yeah.
that's like I was seeing literally everywhere on TikTok people being like, "Oh yeah," and it's like a little nod, like inside joke, in the book that uh Kathy and Heathcliff are actually cousins, and I was like, sounds right to me. And then I was having a conversation with some friends in D&D, and I was like, yeah, that's so crazy. And half the group was on the same page as me, where they'd seen all the same things, where they were like, yeah, like, isn't that crazy? And the other half of the group were like, no, we read the books. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I looked it up. 100% speculation. 100%. And I was like, God damn it.
Oh,
They got me
that's my
again.
worst nightmare. I freaking hate when I hate being a misinformation spreader. I'm like, okay, I'll just
Crawl
go
back into
I'll
my
just go
hole.
jump off a bridge now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let me just crawl back into my doom scroll, I guess, where I'm going to learn more things that aren't true and then tell people about them.
Yeah. Truly. But okay, let's spin for our next question.
Okay.
What is your favorite creepypasta story? So for example, mine is the Black Eyed Children. I feel like that one is so creepy and I love that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's been a hot minute for me since I've even consumed a creepypasta, which is also interesting. I was actually, now that you mentioned creepypastas, do you remember, I think we would have been in high school when like Slenderman was just kind of becoming a thing on creepypasta.
Uh-huh.
So there were
Yeah.
creepypastas in our time before then. But apparently, according to my siblings anyways, creepypastas kind of had their weird like moment when we were like out of high school where there was like a lot more like creepy characters being developed and stuff that I know nothing about,
I could see that honestly.
right? But if we're talking like creepypastas that I'm familiar with, I really like one called Ben Drowned. It's basically like a creepypasta that somebody had wrote, and it's one of those ones where you read it and you're like, this is literally the fakest shit I've seen in my life. But like if you're like a 6-year-old, it's so fucking scary. It's basically like a haunted version of The Legend of Zelda, where like the main character,
Uh-huh.
who's Link, um is like an alternate version of himself, and he's evil, and his name is, and like
Ooh.
there's this kid named Ben who drowned, who's like haunting the video game. I know I'm butchering this. It's been so long since I've read it, but I remember thinking it was so cool and being like, wow, this is so interesting and so scary.
See, I love that shit. I love those creepy little stories on the internet.
Right? They're fun. They are fun, especially because they're fake.
All right. Exactly. Let's spin for our next question.
Yes.
If you could make your own fake government department, what would it be for?
My own fake government department.
Yeah, so like you could be like the head of the Department of Cryptids, for example.
I was thinking that. That would be a fun one. I want to be the head of the department of the paranormal.
Ooh, I'm gonna be the head of the Department of the Cheese Inspection Agency.
That sounds like a good one.
Foreign Cheese Inspection Agency.
No.
I must test all Italian cheeses.
Cheese. This is how you get salmonella. Trust me, I would know.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
You're like, listen, this is why I get paid extra.
As long as it's pasteurized, it's going in.
Yeah, you're like, this is how I got to be the head of the cheese inspection agency in the government. It wasn't by not taking risks.
Sacrifices must be made.
I don't know. There's not really any other one I'd be interested in. I imagine they do probably have something similar already where it's some department of strange shit. That's probably exactly what they call it too. But I'm gonna take a department of supernatural or something. I'm in. Let's go.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, with that, let's spin for our final question. Have you ever heard a crazy piece of lore from our hometown? So, like, if someone was like, oh, yes, in your hometown, there was a crazy murder spree that happened in 2004 where every neighborhood was locked down, and you'd literally never heard of that, and you're like, what?
So, hang on. Let's revisit the question for a second. You want to know if I have ever heard crazy lore about our hometown?
Yeah, that, like, wasn't known to you before.
Okay, I'm just, like, trying to think here.
I have, and it was told to me by you.
That's why I'm thinking. People love telling me things, and then I forget them. I know so much. I have so much lore. Like, the lore that I possess is crazy. It's just finding it is the problem. So you tell me the crazy lore about our hometown that I told you.
Well, Emily once told me there's a secret members-only sex club in the, like, industrial park near our hometown.
Yes, and I learned...
Which... It's only crazy because of the business that is normally in that building and just how random that feels to me.
Yes.
Like, I think I knew sex clubs probably existed in our hometown, but I just wasn't really thinking of them in that capacity or in that way.
I did learn, actually, about that sex club. In the last year, they branched out and they have, like a mini version of that sex club in one of the smaller towns around our hometown.
Like the one in the lake town?
No. The more industrial
another
town.
One.
They went more industrial.
Oh.
Yes, interesting. Right? But no,
that's crazy.
I don't know. I've got a lot of lore. I feel like I've heard a mixture of everything. Like, I know 2 or 3 years ago, somebody found an arm in the bird sanctuary and not the rest of the body.
An arm?
Yeah, just somebody's arm and not the rest of them. So that's only mildly concerning. I was actually just there the other day. It's a beautiful place.
That is very concerning, I would say.
What else? I'm trying to, like, think about things that would be relevant to you in a kind of way, but also, like, just not intensely boring. Because our hometown is, like, just unhinged enough, but it's always stuff to do with, like, drug money sex scandals. Like, I feel like that's, like, a big thing from with where we come from. So, like, I'm, like, keep trying to think of, like, new things, and that's pretty much all the things that I can think of. Nothing too crazy, though, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like I get all the crazy lore about our hometown from you. So my answer to this question is yes.
I will also answer yes, because like I said, it's all locked up in here.
She hears it and then immediately forgets it until something reminds her.
Yes, actually. I've had a few people tell me that I'm a great secret keeper because people just tell me things and I'm like, oh my god, that's so crazy. And then, I don't know, I go to sleep and I wake up the next day and it's gone. until like 10 years later when it's no
Yeah.
longer relevant. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so crazy. And people are like, what?
You've been holding on to this information this whole time?
It do be like that sometimes. All right. That was our last question, right?
Correct.
Okay, I am going to guess that your story today is about, and I'm only going to say this because I did see something about it pop up on my social media recently. I don't know too much about the story itself though. Is this about the girls who like killed for Slender Man?
No, we've already covered that.
Okay,
So I wasn't going to redo it.
Because I saw that there was an update. I think the one girl or somebody got out of jail recently, one of those girls, and I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. But yeah, I have no idea what you're covering then today. That I really only, as far as like notoriety for creepypastas, I really only know Slender Man, so.
Well, today I have a second twist for all of you.
Oh, boy.
Second twist.
Oh boy.
If you know anything about the show, you know that I usually cover more true crime, and you, Emily, cover more cryptids, folklore, etc. Hence,
Yes.
you're like the wheel of crime.
I do the extras that could be crime and usually aren't. Yeah, something like that.
Exactly. But today I'll be covering a more Emily-esque story.
Ooh, intriguing. Okay. I love an Emily story.
Yes. So, I want to preface that most of my quote-unquote sources, if you can even call them that, for this story are Reddit threads, Facebook groups, TikToks, so please take that as you will, dear listeners.
And for context, yeah, that's pretty much how my sourcing goes for my stories too, so it's loose at best.
It feels so wrong for me, but you know what? Here we are.
It do be like that.
So, with that little disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about the Cincinnati Crawler. Have you heard of him?
I don't think I know who this is.
Okay. From what I can tell, it mostly has roots planted in the urban legends and creepypasta world. There is a viral photo that goes along with this story, so we'll post that on our Instagram so that you guys can all see what we're talking about. Emily, if you could look up Cincinnati Crawler photo so you have a point of reference.
Okay. The only thing I can think of is like I'm trying to remember what they were called. Little white looking spooky ghosty things that kept showing up in people's cameras. I feel like I covered that already on a previous episode. I don't remember what they're called right now. Cincinnati Crawler. I don't know how to spell Cincinnati. That's fine. You looked at me with a weird little smile on your face. I put cinnamon crawler in. Oh, yucky! I hate him! Ew, what is that? Yes. I hate him! I'm closing my tab. I don't like that.
Alright, well now that we all have a point of reference.
That's heinous. He looks like something from like a World War II inspired horror movie.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yay!
Yay! So, the Cincinnati Crawler is a modern creepypasta urban legend featuring a humanoid creature sometimes called Skinless Jim. Rumored to stalk homes, particularly targeting children, often associated with a fabricated 1974 incident. It is frequently linked to a fake, grainy, found footage photos or TikTok horror stories rather than traditional local folklore. The story often claims that a family, sometimes named the Johnsons, experience paranormal occurrences with their children seeing glowing eyes outside windows or feeling a strange presence in their beds. Essentially, the story involves an escaped convict slash test subject breaking into a home. The son hears a noise and feels the dog jump on the bed, but it's actually the crawler. The story ends with the parents taking a photo before he escapes, and the photo is the photo that Emily just looked at slash you guys will see on our Instagram.
I hated everything you just said. That is horrific. I'm also shocked I've never heard of this before.
I mean, I saw it on a TikTok a while ago, and I put it on my list of stories to cover, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's finally time.
Let's go.
Let's go. As far as I can tell, the story comes from a creepypasta post called The Crawler. The story starts with a disclaimer at the top of the thread that reads, "The following text was written from logs which were given to the CDUC, California Department for Unknown Creatures. The original writer of these logs is unknown to all personnel in the CDUC. And the matter of the origin of these logs will not be investigated until further notice." And as a side note, I looked up the California Department for Unknown Creatures, and it literally does not exist. So, fake department off the bat.
Rock on. Yep.
So, however, I will read these quote-unquote logs verbatim now. So, it starts off, date May 15th, 1995. "Hello, my name is Jeremy Wood, and I am writing these logs to document my findings regarding recent missing persons case of which I am very certain are due to a creature which resides in the nearby forest. Why? Because I saw it for myself. I wasn't able to take a pic of it or something like that, but I know I saw it. I'm currently residing within a cabin inside the very same forest I saw this thing in. I took a few days off work by telling my boss I was sick. I know lying is bad, but I'm sure that finding this creature my boss will understand and might even give me a promotion. I know I'll find this thing. I'm sure of it."
To start, this sounds like it was written by a child. My boss...
Or AI.
Yeah, my boss is gonna give me a promotion, and it's gonna be because I found this creature. And I know that lying's bad.
I'm in the woods.
I know that lying's bad, but I'm gonna do it.
All right, the next log is dated May 16th, 1995. And they say, "Today I thought I saw it again, but it was just some deer. I'm sure it's still in here, though. Plus, I found a gun in this cabin, so when I do see it, I'll be able to defend myself. One thing I remember when I originally saw it was it had some sort of burn mark on the left side of its face. Its left, not mine. So I wonder if somebody else saw it and tried to kill it, but I'm guessing they weren't successful. In regards to why I think it's connected to the missing people in my town, it's mostly due to how peaceful this place usually is. We've never had a problem with murder or kidnapping or anything like that. So having a bunch of missing people suddenly vanish is pretty weird. Anyways, I think I might go out and try and find it in the morning." The next log, dated May 18th, 1995, says, "I forgot to bring my notebook yesterday. By the time I realized I was already pretty far away from the cabin, and by the time I got back, I was pretty tired. However, it doesn't matter much because I didn't find anything anyways, at least not yesterday. But today I did find something interesting. I found an arm, and I think it belongs to the creature, mainly because it was pale white just like the creature was, and it looked like it was blown off in an explosion, which could explain the burn marks I saw on the creature. Plus, its fingers were long and bony and seemed to have really sharp edges, not like fingernails, but like the fingers themselves were sharp. That's all I found, but now that I found it, I'm even more certain the creature is real. I'll be going out again tomorrow to try and find it." And then the next log is dated May 19th, 1995, and it says, "I saw it again. I saw it and it saw me too. I was walking around when I heard something, and when I looked over in the direction I heard it from, I saw something. It had 7 limbs that I could see, and what I saw confirmed my findings. One of its arms was partially gone, and with the exposed bone coming out of it. I stood there for a second in shock. That's when it turned around and looked at me. I stared at it for a second, then I ran. I ran and ran. I don't know if it chased me or not, but whether or not it did doesn't matter, because eventually I turned around and nothing was there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take a picture of it, so even if I went to the police and told them, I'd probably get put in an infirmary or something. I have to take a picture of it. I'm not leaving this place until I do. The next log is dated May 20th, 1995, and they say, I finally got a picture of it. It almost got me, though. I narrowly escaped it, but I still got the picture. I plan on getting in my truck in the morning. It's much too dark to drive right now, but tomorrow I'm going to give the photo to the cops to prove this thing is real. I finally have the proof I need, and I'm not going to waste one more second. And then the next log, dated May 21st, 1995, says, something slashed my tires. I'm extremely sure it was the creature, and now I'm stuck in the cabin. I don't know how much longer I have until it finds me. I think I saw it prowling outside my window, so I closed the blinds. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this alive, and I don't have much more food left. I don't know what to do, but wait. And that's the end of the logs.
Spooky!
So spooky! So, while this is the main reference to the Cincinnati crawler, there are a few other wild theories about it, such as that it's an evil clown. Another Reddit user puts out this theory as well, saying, so apparently Walt Disney allegedly created him to teach children about sharing, and he's named Skinless Jim, and he has no skin and wants to share skin with children. He's also apparently part of the Adrian Gray cinematic universe. Which,
hang on,
is very out there, but
let's
slay.
I just need to know, Adrian Gray, is that the dude from 50 Shades of Grey?
I think, no, that's Christian Grey.
Okay, I don't know who Adrian Gray is then, but regardless, why is Disney here?
I feel like a lot of wild conspiracy theories lead back to Walt Disney for some reason.
I feel like Walt must have just had all the time in the world. You know, he wasn't busy working on the mouse and trying to create a whole franchise or anything. This is what he was actually busy doing.
Yeah, he's fucking around.
Oh, okay.
However, as you know, Reddit users usually can't all agree on one thing. I think that is the keystone of Reddit, is that no one agrees on anything.
Yep.
So another user from Cincinnati had this to say. They say, quote, I'm not sure where this information is coming from. I live near Covington, Ohio, which is a very small town in the middle of nowhere, let alone a place where a penitentiary would be located. And when looking up Covington Penitentiary, nothing comes. I've never heard of the Cincinnati crawler, even though I live 30 minutes away from there. Also, what murderer just stands there while a picture is being taken of him not moving? Which is a great point.
You got me there.
And not to be a total hater, but I think I agree with them. What do you think, Em? Is the Cincinnati crawler real or an internet hoax?
This is for certainly, in my opinion, an internet hoax. I think this is the result of somebody trying their hand, I think, at creative writing for something to make something creepy. Well, there's a few things too. Like I said, there's the way it's intonated sometimes to me sounds like somebody who's like making a little bit of a creative little horror story. And it's fun. Like, don't get me wrong, it is creepy. But yeah, I think if you're looking at this as, oh my god, I can't believe this really happened, like, it's just, there's literally not anything. There's nothing there that says that in any capacity that it's real.
Well, I just love that there's also no consensus. Like, is he an escaped convict? Is he a government test subject? Is he literally a cryptid in the woods? Is he a clown?
He's all of those things.
Is he...
And none of those
Did
things.
Walt Disney create him to share his skin with kids? Like, pick a lane, guys. Pick a lane for your fictional creature.
You're like, at least come to a singular decision. I don't know. I just want the person who wrote up the Cincinnati... What's he called again? Crawler? Cincinnati Crawler?
Yeah.
I just want whoever wrote him up to, like, come back and be like, okay, guys, listen. I am the guy. And here is the story, and just put it to rest. We don't need speculation.
Okay.
It's over.
Hear me out. Walt Disney created the Cincinnati crawler to share his skin with children, and then the government was like, this guy is weird. So they took him to make him a test subject. And when he escaped as a government test subject, they're like, well, you're going to jail for escaping. And then when he escaped from jail, he was so fucked up that he ran to the woods and became a cryptid. And then he started sneaking into children's houses, and that's when they took the photo of him.
First of all, great. That's going to be the story that I go with. But just to go back to literally step one of this, are you telling me that
also he's a clown?
The Cincinnati crawler is actually just Walt Disney?
I haven't seen Walt Disney and the crawler in the same room. You tell me.
You got me there.
But yeah, that's the end of our short little episode today.
I like this. This was fun. It was cute. Yeah, I can't say I'm convinced that the Cincinnati crawler is the real deal, but I could be wrong. If you like
to say anything's possible.
This is true. If you like today's episode, please make sure to leave us a review on wherever you're listening to our podcast. We also have our website, which is www.wheelofcrime.com. We have our email, which is wheelofcrime@gmail.com. We have our Patreon, which is Wheel of Crime at Patreon, and we have our social media, which is on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Wheel of Crime. If you have listened to today's episode and you're like, I met the Cincinnati crawler once, you can write into the show and tell us all about it on our social media. We do keep Google Forms up just so you guys can write in your stories and get a feature on whenever our next listener's epistory is. Those things that we do.
Epistory.
Yep.
TM.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, I got nothing more to add, but like I said, I'd be curious on if we have any listeners who've heard of this fella before, because I know I haven't.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. And we will see you next week for another new episode. Okay, bye.
Bye.